Good morning, beautiful friends. I had to do this, is probably like the third time I had to do this. The first time I went for my walk and it started raining, and then when I went back on the video, I realized that the camera actually wasn't facing me, it was facing outwardly. But that's okay. So it has stopped raining. I am actually sitting in my backyard because I have so much to do today. It's actually a really crazy busy day today, packing orders and stuff like that. But I just wanted to come on here and share with you guys my thoughts on the duality of what is happening in the world today. Now, duality has always been around for as long as we can remember. Duality is, light, dark, shadow, light, fear, love, or hate, love, different groups. There's always some kind of duality happening in this world. And it's an interesting concept because we're all one people, we're all one love. And I have never in my lifetime here ever gone through a duality so close to what is actually happening now. If you look at our history as human beings, there is always some kind of catastrophe that is happening in the world in each generation, whether it be World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War, the Civil War, and now we are faced with another, pretty much battle/war, but it's of a different nature. It's not, bombs happening or planes flying by or people shooting each other. It's a war of segregation of people's mentality, what people think of each other, and that has happened throughout history as well. Like the segregation of how people perceive each other too. I just don't quite understand. I don't understand light and shadow and light and dark. I mean, I do get it, but I don't understand why it needs to be that way. I don't understand why we need to live like that. I mean, I get that, in Chinese, they've got the yin and the yang, and you can't have the light without a bit of dark, and you can't have the dark without a bit of light. But sometimes it can go a bit overboard. Sometimes there can be a bit too much dark. And I have noticed that it is so easy for fear to come through. It is so easy for hate to come through. What about the love? Where's the love? Don't get me wrong, it is very easy for love to come through as well. Like there are groups out there that are there sharing the love, that are there supporting each other, and that is a beautiful thing. But in this game of life that we have to live in, there is duality, and it is something that we do have to face. I mean, I would love for a life for everyone to get along, but sometimes not everyone is going to get along, and that's okay. That's okay that people don't get along, but it doesn't have to get to a point where we've got to be mean or cruel or nasty about it. Just people have their own different opinion. Like, I love the meme with the Cheshire Cat saying, I'm not crazy, my reality is just different from yours. And it's true, my reality is different from everyone else's, as is your reality different from everyone else's as well. And that is beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing for us to have different realities, different concepts, different ideas, but all coming together, working together as a one people, one society, a united force. That is the beautiful thing about it. And then all of a sudden, fear steps in, and fear can be really restricting. Like I have gone through my fears as well, and I have felt fear to the point where I am so restricted that nothing else can seem to move. And sometimes it's really hard to get out of that. And I don't know if any of you guys are Dune fans. I'm a huge Dune fan, a huge Dune fanatic. I started reading the books. I'm more of the original series book Dune novels, and then when it starts to get to the other parts of Dune, I kind of lost interest. But there was one thing in the Dune novels and also in the series and the movies that I've watched as well, where they were talking about fear and how fear is the mind killer. Now, I don't remember each, like the word for word, but it pretty much goes is fear is the mind killer. I will face my fear. I will let it pass through me. Only I will remain. Let me repeat that again. Fear is the mind killer. I will face my fear. I will let it pass through me. Only I will remain. And that's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it should be. Fear is the mind killer. Because if you think about it, where does it come from? Where do you get it? It comes into the head. It comes into the mind. It doesn't come from the heart. The only thing that comes from the heart is love. It should be love is the heart awakening. Well, actually, I was going to go with something with that. But, it could be like, instead of fear is the mind killer, love is my heart opening. I will embrace my love. I will share it with everyone. It is what I am. It is always me. Oh, that's a good one. Love is a heart opening. Like, fear, yes, it comes from the mind and it can be so restricting and so entrapment, but we need to work our way through it. All you need is love, pretty much. The Beatles were true, they were right. All you need is love, and all we need is love in our life to be able to express it freely, and we need to have that freedom to be able to express that freely as well. Now, when we are born into this game, depending on which family you're born into, I can't say for all families, but as a baby, you come in with love. You come in, you're just this pure bundle of joy, and there's just love all around you. And the only time that we have fear pop in is from society. We grow into fear. We grow, we learn from society, we learn from family trauma, we learn from our own traumas. And somewhere along the way, that seems to overtake. But this is where this is where we need to stand up and say no. This is where we need to say, I'm not allowing this. I'm not allowing this fear to overtake me. I am going to open up my heart and I'm going to embrace what is happening in front of me. And if it's something that is unknown, okay, let it be unknown, but embrace it with an open heart. And you may just find that whatever you're doing, whatever you're embracing, might actually turn out to be a good thing, because you might learn something from it, or you might get an idea, you might get an inspiration from it. But those are the two things that we face in this world: love and hate, or love and fear, pretty much. And I don't really want to talk too much about fear, because to me, fear is the mind killer. Step out of that fear. Be one with yourself. Take a breath. Go, like I said, go walk in nature. Go take a walk, step out of your situation and go walk in nature and just breathe in that love, because I know it sounds cliche, and I know that everyone is spouting about love this, love that, but it is actually really true. I left my normal mainstream job and I thought that I would actually have fear, but you know what? I didn't. I didn't have one bit of fear inside me. My mind was so clear, because I knew that everything was going to work out. Only afterwards, all of a sudden, when I had about at least 2 weeks left of, going to that regular job, I could feel everyone else's fear. I heard everyone else's fear, and that actually seeped into me, and I became a bit fearful of what was going to happen, because I had no idea. even though that weekend when I made my decision, I knew everything was going to be okay. But all of a sudden, I stepped out of my knowing, out of my love vibration, and I got caught up in the fear cycle. I got caught up in other people's fear, in other people's perception, in other people's trauma. And that's not good. To get caught up in other people's drama, trauma, fear, their perception takes you away from your centeredness, takes you away from yourself. And I had to work through that. I had to really pull myself out of that spinning wheel, I guess you could say. I had to really pull myself out of that spinning wheel and step back into my knowing. Now, my knowing doesn't always happen. It's not always there, but it is there always. I know that sounds strange, but my knowing is always there. I just need to step out of the drama and realize that it's always there, even though in my mind's perception, it doesn't always feel like it's there. But it is always there, and your knowing is always there as well. Your love is always there. And I actually love, when that, like 60s or 70s, it must be, I think it's the 70s, with the hippies and the love and the music and coming together. Like, that is just, I love that. That is amazing. With the Beatles singing, All You Need Is Love. That, again, is absolutely amazing. And I always have one freaking raven trying to keep an eye on me when I do these talks. You guys are powerful beings. You're powerful beings. You have strong energies, and everyone knows, they all know about your strong energy. They know that when we come together, there creates this big, amazing love vibration that can be felt all across the world. And it is time for us to all come together, because we are the majority. We are the majority that is standing up. You are the majority. You are love. Never ever forget. Always remember that you are braver than you seem. You are stronger than you... Let's start this again. Always remember, you are braver than you believe. You are stronger than you seem, and you are smarter than you think, and you are loved more than you know. And all I want to do is just share the love and share the love with you guys, because you are worth it. You guys are worth everything. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of opportunities. You are worthy of abundance, and you are worthy of prosperity. And just always remember that the universe has your back, you have your back, and I have your back. And until next time, everyone.